the prologue of St. John. I preached on this in Christmas 2020. You may not remember, and I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But there is something in the prologue which I can't afford to forget. Neither you. 2 words in the prologue, they have caught my attention. The last 2 words. Jesus, full of grace and truth. Full of grace and truth. Every time you remember the name Jesus, remember these 2 words, grace and truth. Every time you pray to the Lord, remember these 2 words, grace and truth. It will make all the difference. If you understand these 2 words, the difference in your spiritual life, in your prayer life, in every way. So these 2 words, what do they mean? Apparently 2 difficult words, truth and grace. Jesus, full of grace and full of truth. Truth is a major term or theme in philosophy. Similarly, grace is a major theme in theology. I don't want to use any philosophy or theology this morning. May I try to make it very simple to understand. One question, are you a grace person or a truth person? A grace person is one who is pleasant to be around. She will try to please everybody. Very welcoming, and very nice, and always pleasant. He or she would not ruffle any feathers. Will try not to annoy anybody or to displease anybody. She will try to please everyone. Always try to play to the gallery. Trying the best way to please everybody. That's a grace person. He or she doesn't make any demands on anybody. And a truth person is, for him or her, everything is black and white. He or she would be a person of principles and standards. Everything in black and white. What does the law say? What is written there? What is the regulation? What is written there? Everything by the letter. So everything is black and white. That person can make demands. Some days that person can make his own life, her own life difficult, and others' life also very difficult. So think about you. Are you a grace person or are you a truth person? Now we have to go further. Who was Jesus? He was full of grace and full of truth. Before I go into that, remember this too. Whether you are a grace person or whether you are a truth person, there are dangers. This is a danger. If you are a grace person, you will be most concerned about being loved. I think I should read it again. If you are a grace person, you will be most concerned about being loved and liked. If you are a truth person, you will be most concerned about being right, even if it means being hated. Both have dangers. Note this too. Something is wrong if everybody hates you. Something is wrong if everybody hates you. And something is wrong if everybody likes you. Something is really wrong if everybody loves you. Something is really wrong. Now look at Jesus. He was full of truth and full of grace. Full of grace. Full of grace. He welcomed everybody. The sinners, the prostitutes, the outcasts. There was no outcast for Jesus. Everybody was welcome. Everybody. No discrimination. Even the thief on the cross, he was welcomed into paradise. Mary Magdalene, Zacchaeus, the outcasts, the sinners, everybody was welcome into his embrace. Look at the other side, the truth Jesus. He had no sympathy for liars and hypocrites. He had no time for liars and hypocrites, the Pharisees. They were good people, but they were black and white. Here is the truth. I am the Sabbath. I defined the Sabbath. I made the Sabbath. So Sabbath is for man, not the other way around. You can't kill yourself for the Sabbath. I am the Sabbath. I made it. It is for man. So how the Lord was very hard with those truth Pharisees. Those who could see only in black and white, only the letter of the law, and he told them, you are hypocrites. You don't know what you are doing. To make all this into a simple, just into a summary. If I haven't made any sense to you, just remember this. John chapter 8. There is a beautiful picture. Do you remember what is it? A woman caught in adultery is brought to Jesus. To understand what is grace and truth, look at that picture. These two terms, even though we may say they are difficult to, these two terms are defined very clearly in that passage about the woman caught in adultery. You will see the fullness of grace and the fullness of truth in Jesus in that particular incident. What was the last word of the Lord to the woman? Your sins are forgiven, grace. Your sins are forgiven, grace. But don't sin anymore, truth. Your sins are forgiven, full of grace. But don't sin anymore, full of truth. Both in the same person. Now what is the practical application in your life and my life? Like Jesus, be full of grace and be full of truth. Like Jesus, be full of grace and be full of truth. It doesn't mean, it means something more. When I pray to the Lord, remember, His grace, Hesed, tender mercy, tender mercy. Hesed means tender mercy. God is tender mercy. At the same time, I should know who I am, the truth. I'm not a saint. Even if I go to Mass every day, I have communion for breakfast, even though I do all the devotion, still I'm a weak person, a sinful person. The truth is right in front of my eyes. So before the Lord, I have this tender mercy of God. I believe in the tender mercy of God. At the same time, I know I'm a sinful person, weak I am, but He is merciful to me. The same way, God is merciful to me, and this person, like me, a weak person, have compassion. Have compassion. Who are you to judge this person? You have received the tender mercy of God, the grace of God. Why are you so hard with this person? Why can't you forgive this person? Be kind to this, because again, know the truth. So remember these two words. Every time you hear the word, the name Jesus. He is full of grace and full of truth. full of grace and full of truth. Similarly, as his disciple, I should be also full of grace and full of truth.